y'all, so in this 8x8 bed, on the other side of the 8x8 bed, I have a ton of bell peppers in here, y'all. A ton of bell peppers. Look at these beautiful mini bell peppers, y'all. These mini bell peppers are so delicious. They're one of my favorite things to grow. My sister-in-law was actually growing it at her house, and when I went to visit her, I took one and I kept the seeds for this year, and that was last year. So I took one, kept the seeds, and I started them from seed this year, and they are doing extremely well. They're so delicious, y'all. They're great in salads, and I love bell peppers, by the way. So y'all see that I'm growing a ton of bell peppers and a ton of hot peppers because we eat them in my family. We create different stews and things like that with them. So I'm growing a ton of peppers, y'all, like a ton. I'm not even exaggerating. But oh my gosh, y'all, look at these bell peppers. Look at how big they are. They are so big, y'all. So big. Look at this beauty right here. Oh my gosh, y'all. When I tell you guys, I am so excited about this. Look at these. Baby right here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. So what I'm so excited about with my peppers this year, I am actually getting a ton of peppers right now. Last year I didn't start getting like a lot of peppers till like September, like end of September, October. That's when the peppers really wanted to start coming. That's because I started my peppers in April. I started the seeds in April, and this year I started them in February. So I actually started getting harvest of my peppers since June. So I am so excited, and that's one advice I could give y'all is start your peppers early. They take forever to grow. Forever. Okay, so start your peppers early and you're gonna get an early harvest because y'all see my peppers. Okay, but yes, y'all, so I have peppers in this garden, you know, in this bed right here, and then that's the tomatoes back there, and then I have the peppers here. So you can grow peppers and tomatoes next to each other because they're not gonna affect each other. You know, they both grow tall, especially if you're growing like indeterminate tomatoes. They're not gonna shade each other. They're gonna be just fine. So grow your peppers and tomatoes next to each other. I wouldn't grow in the same bed, but you could grow it, you know, next to each other. So those are plants that you could grow together. And then in the front of my pepper bed, this is just one of the pepper beds, by the way. In the front of this pepper bed, I have some bada boom, bada bam eggplants. So I have about 3 eggplants. I have 1, 2, 3. And they are actually producing, and yes, you can grow peppers and eggplants together in the same bed as well. Of course, you know, be very cognizant of the spacing because both plants grow extremely big. So you want to make sure you are giving them enough spacing, and also making sure that you are fertilizing on a weekly basis, you know, 1 to 2 weeks. You want to make sure that you're very good with your fertilization, especially if you're growing in raised beds and not in the ground, so that all of the plants can get the nutrients it needs, and then one is not stealing more than the other, and they're all equally sharing the nutrients. Because if you don't, one of them can, you know, suck up all of the nutrients, and then the other ones will be left fighting and not growing properly and not giving you all of the harvest that you may need. But y'all, look at how big this eggplant is. This eggplant is huge. Y'all, do you see how big this is? Now this is my hand. Y'all, look at this. Oh my gosh. Like, y'all, this thing is so big, and I'm going to weigh it to see how much it weighs because I don't think the camera is doing this justice. This thing is really big, and I was wondering, like, should I harvest now or does this get bigger? Because I don't know if I remember seeing eggplant this big in the store, because this is huge. But anyway, there's another one coming right here on that plant. So there's 2 on that plant right now, but there's a ton more flowers that I see that are popping up that the bees are pollinating. And then there's one on this plant right here. It's still growing, and there are a ton of flowers, and then there's one that's coming right here as well. Plus there are a ton of flowers, so they're doing pretty well. And then I also have some rosemary in here. Y'all know I love growing my food with a ton of herbs. It helps keep the animals out. Plus, it also gave it a lot of flavor. But y'all, look at all these peppers. Look at these peppers. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to do something else. It is going to break off. This pepper need a lot of support because it is getting really heavy. OMG. So what my plan is next year is to do better with the support, because right now I have stakes on them holding them up, but it's not enough. I need better support for them or they're gonna break off, because a lot of them has been breaking off for sure. And I've been picking up pepper here and there because they're just too heavy for its branches. Look at this, y'all. Now, how beautiful is that? Alrighty, y'all, we just saw this side with the peppers, and we have the eggplants right here, and then on this side we have more peppers. So this is another 8x8 bed that I created, that I split in half so we can use two separate sides. But I have like a bunch of bell pepper and some habaneros in here, and then I have all habaneros back there. But y'all, here is more of that mini bell pepper, y'all. Look at how beautiful it is, y'all. Whew, I have so many of these peppers. Look at this big old pepper right here, this big old bell pepper. Now, I love green peppers, the way that we cook them, like fried green pepper stew. And then I also love the red bell peppers. I already harvested a ton of the green ones, so I'm waiting for a lot of them to turn red. But I really need to support them because they're all falling, because they're so freaking heavy. It's like a ton of them, and they're huge. But yeah, so in this bed, I have a sunflower here, you know, just to give it some beauty. And then growing your food with sunflower is also really good because it aerates the soil. It brings in all the good pests that your soil needs. So it's not, you know, taking away the nutrients. It's actually, you know, adding some, but you still need to fertilize the way you would do everything else if you're a companion planting. But yeah, y'all, so I just have like a bunch of different types of peppers, like, you know, some Thai peppers. They all grow underneath the leaves, so you would think that there's nothing there, but once you lift the leaves up, y'all, you would just see like endless amount of peppers, like endless amount of peppers. These are all like bell peppers and Thai peppers, like you see those right there. And then I have some habaneros right here. So remember how I was telling you guys, I have like two different types of habaneros, and they all came from the same bag filled with seeds. And for some reason, they're like two different kinds of habaneros. But I'm about to show you guys the other type. So there you go. Here's the other habanero right there. As y'all see, this one is like a little longer than the other one. The other one is like round, and it's almost like a spaceship shape. And these are like, they look like the regular bell peppers. So which ones do you guys eat in your country? Which ones do you guys grow in your country? I'm really curious to know where they got all these seeds from, because why do we have two different kinds of bell pepper? I wonder why. But yeah, so that's what we have here. And then I told y'all we try to maximize all the space, y'all. So we have more Jute Leaf over here that's growing over here as well. And then now we're coming like to the back of my garden, y'all. So this is the extra bell peppers that I couldn't get rid of after I had already sold tons of them, gave tons away, had my garden workshop. These are the ones that are left over, and I have nowhere to put them, so now they're all going into my compost bin. Okay. This is where I get a lot of work done, and in my little wagon, sadly, I have all these peppers with nowhere to put it, and y'all see my little compost bin over there. But over here, in this bed, I have more rosemary in here. And then, of course, let me show you guys these other Thai peppers that we have here. So these are the other Thai peppers, and these get really, really big. They get really, really big and really, really long. I think I showed you guys the last time when I harvested some. But yeah, y'all, when they say I'm the pepper queen, it's not a joke. And then y'all, in this bed I'm about to show y'all, fill all the habaneros. I just had a ton more habaneros left, like the way I had all these other peppers left, and I didn't want to get rid of it. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So this bed that I have right here, this is where I had my corn, and I had the okra in here, but the animals kept pulling it up and eating it and doing their thing. I'm like, you know what, whatever. I decided not to grow corn anymore, and then now I grow my okra in the grow bags over there. And then I just decided to put like a billion of the habaneros that was left right here, and it is what it is. So we're about to have habaneros galore. And then back here, you know, trying to maximize the space, y'all. Y'all know I don't let no space go unturned, okay? This is the only space that's going to turn, and that's because we need this space right here for all of this extra stuff. But so I went ahead, after the tree fell in my garden. Oh yes, y'all, a tree fell into my garden. If you're new here, a tree fell into my garden. So everything that you guys see here is a miracle that it looks good. But like, there was a huge tree right there, and it literally landed in my entire garden right there. If y'all have not seen that video, I did a video showing you guys the before and after and all that stuff. Whew, it was so stressful, y'all. I feel so blessed and lucky to even have any of this, okay? But yeah, so after the tree fell, this is an extra cattle panel that we had, and I decided to just put it back here and grow more cantaloupes on it because I had a lot of cantaloupe plants left. And then, you know, these extra peppers that I had, I just started lining them up down here to see what happens. So I have a bunch of cantaloupes right here, and then I have a bunch of peppers just growing along right there, y'all. Y'all, we have conquered the garden until I show you guys that part. But yeah, y'all, so this is for the most part the garden. Oh my gosh, look at this right here. Look at this. Look. Look at this. I bet you an animal came and took it from that bed right there and put that in there. But you see, I've been picking up peppers all day. Let me show you guys all the peppers I have in my pocket. I just have a whole bunch of them in my pocket because the animals been doing their thing, and then some of it is just so heavy, so it's been falling on its own, you know. But yes, y'all, this is the garden. This is the inside of the garden, should I say, right here. All right, so let me show you guys the other entrance, because we walked through the one with the grapes. Now we're about to walk through the one with the tomatoes, and then once we're done with that, I'll take you guys to the side, to the fence, the chain link fence, and show you guys all the things I have there. And then we're just gonna keep moving up closer towards the house. Okay, come along. I hope you guys are enjoying this tour. If you are, I need you to let me know in the comments. Okay, if you're enjoying this tour, say more plus more plus more. Alrighty, so this is the other entrance, and y'all, I had a bad case of blight this season, so a lot of my tomatoes were destroyed, as you can see, where a lot of them look like they're dead. I think it's blight, so I need to figure something out with my soil next year and see what is the reason. But yeah, so I have just a bunch of tomatoes growing on this trellis right here, and I have tomatoes growing on both ends. So I have tomatoes growing in that bed, and I have tomatoes and herbs growing in both beds. I always tell you guys, grow your tomato with herbs, especially basil, because tomatoes love basil. They pair very well together and they're so delicious, and it increases the flavor of the tomatoes. So if you want to do that, grow your tomatoes with some herbs. So y'all see, I have some basil in here, and I need to harvest because now it's trying to go to seed. And then I have some, ooh, look at that bee right there. I almost touched it. Lord have mercy. I have some marigolds and some basil in there on that side. And then on this side, I have more tomatoes. So you guys can see, y'all, I'm growing probably like 5 different tomatoes. Don't even ask me. I have no clue. I know I have cherry, sun gold, I have yellow pear, a whole bunch. Okay, Roma. I have what the big tomatoes, beefsteak, big red, all of the above. In here, I have a lot of herbs. I have some basil. I had some parsley, and I had cilantro in here. It already went to seed because it's too hot for that. So these are all the seeds, and you guys are going to find all these seeds in my Etsy store. And then I have some oregano, y'all. Look at all this oregano. Ooh, it is so much. I need to harvest that oregano. And then, of course, you guys see I have more strawberries in here. As we pan over here to the herb garden, I have some mint in this grow bag here, and then for some reason a tomato volunteered itself in this bag. I don't know why, but tomatoes want to be everywhere. But in here, y'all, I thought I was growing a bunch of herbs. Come to find out, they were arugula, and I thought it was a bunch of herbs that I started, so I have no clue how arugula seeds got in here. I'm still confused to this day, but a whole bunch of arugula I was growing in here, and I thought I was growing sage. Lord have mercy. And then I have some dill in here. I have a bunch of stuff that's already went to seed, like cilantro and parsley. And then I have some more basil in here. And then I have some marigolds in here. And then back there, I have some lavender in the back of this. Next year, this is going to be much more cleaner, I promise. This year, it looked a mess. Last year was wonderful. This year, it just looked terrible. But next year, it's going to get better. Okay. And then in the front here, y'all, I have more pepper. Shocker. So I have 2 habanero plants you know, here, and I was telling you guys the 2 different habaneros. So I have these spaceship looking ones. They're so freaking cute. I can't wait to see what they taste like. And then I have these ones right here, and they are all producing, and I'm gonna wait till they turn red or different colors, orange and things like that, and then harvest it. And then next to it, which is where my grape arbor is, the other entrance, I have more peppers. These are bell peppers. I have an orange bell pepper here that's turning orange right now, and then this other pepper and more pepper. More pepper or whatever. That is the tour of the garden, y'all, of the main garden. Those are all the things that we have in there. So comment below and let me know what's your favorite thing in the actual garden. Okay, that's the end of the tour for the main garden. Okay, so you guys let me know what's your favorite thing in the main garden. This is where everything is supposed to be. Now let's show you things where they're not supposed to be. Everything was supposed to be here, but because when you are a gardener, you become addicted to gardening, so now you try to find places and spaces to put things in, and that's what I have done. So every nook and cranny has something in it in my backyard without jeopardizing the space my children need to play, and when we have guests, for them to have somewhere to sit outside. So with that in mind, let me show you what I've done to the best of my ability to maximize the square footage of my backyard without interrupting, you know, the space for my children to play and to have a sitting area for entertainment. Okay, come along, y'all. I have a chain link fence and I have a ton of things growing on it, so come along, let me show you guys what I got growing on it. So over here I have some jute leaf, and y'all, I told y'all they look sad because they need water. Today was a hot day, and what's crazy is I watered these yesterday, but oh well. But yeah, so I have some jute leaf. They're so delicious. They're like spinach but a little slimier, or it draws a little bit, so it's very delicious. And then over here in this grow bag right here, I have some marigolds growing in here, but then I also have big old bitter ball plant. Bitter ball, also known as garden eggs in different countries. This is what that plant is. This is what it looks like. It will get just a little bit bigger, and it's kind of bitter a little bit. That's why it's called bitter ball, but it's yummy. And then I have another bed here filled with bitter ball, so it's more of that plant, but they're in this bed right here. And then I'm growing a ton of it because that's what my family eats. It's one of the main foods that we eat. And then as we go along the fence, by the way, y'all see that grape plant? It has started coming all along the fence. If I allow it, it will go all the way down, but I've been cutting it because I don't want it to go all the way down because I have other things that I got growing on this fence. Okay. I have another bitter ball plant in here, and then I have some marigolds grown in the same grow bag, and this is a 5-gallon grow bag, just in case you're wondering. A lot of the peppers and things that I have back here, they're in 5 to 10-gallon grow bags. And then over here I have more bitter ball plants in this bed, and then I have a big old marigold, beautiful flower in this bed with it. So I have bitter ball in half of it, and then I have eggplant in the other half. And bitter ball is really like a smaller eggplant anyway, so they're great companion plants. Just make sure you're fertilizing so nutrients isn't sucked out of one versus the other, and they're all equally, you know, getting their nutrients. Okay. And then as we go along the fence, y'all already know what this is, right? I have my beautiful watermelon. So I have my watermelon growing in this, I believe this is a 20 to 25-gallon grow bag. And then I have some marigolds in here to help deter the animals, even though the bunnies keep coming in here and eating my watermelon. Like you guys see right here, that's the job of a bunny. It ate all the heads of my watermelon plant. But just remember, y'all, I'm growing everything vertically, right? So I'm growing my watermelon vertically, and I have it in like a little hammock that I created. I have a video showing you guys how I did this as well, just in case you're interested. But yeah, so I have it growing along this fence right here. Now, it didn't really do that well this year. I should have like at least 5 to 10 watermelons that's that size right now, but the soil wasn't a great soil this year. So lesson learned. We'll talk more about it in another video when I'm giving you guys like an update on this actual plant. That's what I have grown on here. Here's another little one, but I don't think that one is going to be successful, but it's cool. That's the reason why I cut the grapes so it doesn't continue to grow, because I'm growing my watermelon on this fence right here. And then I have another bag, so I leave like a good amount of space for the watermelon to grow because it will spread that far. And then I have another watermelon plant in here that's growing, but the bunnies will not allow it to be great. And I'm actually about to start having some bunny stew because they won't let my watermelon live. I did not have this issue last year, so I don't understand like why now, like you see right here, they have been eating the watermelon. I don't understand, like they didn't do this last year. Last year they were onto something else. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Ooh, here's the watermelon right there. All right, y'all, as we go along the fence, I have some strawberries in here. And then in this bag right here, I have Luffa, and they're growing along the fence. And like I said, I didn't have the greatest soil this year, so things didn't grow as great as I wanted them to like last year, but they're slowly getting there. I haven't seen any female flower. We shall see if we'll have any female flowers, but that's it right here, y'all. Loofahs, they really grow a lot and really big, so I'm giving it like all this space right here to allow it to stretch. So as you can see, from the garden all the way down there, and all these plants that pretty much vine. If you could tell, like a lot of the plants that vine, I got it growing on the fence, which also gives it like a good little privacy. By the end of this month, going into September, a lot of the fence is going to be filled up with leaves, and it's just going to be so pretty like last year. And then over here, because I did not want to get rid of all the extra tomatoes that I had, I put a lot of them going across the fence right here. So I have tomatoes growing all on this fence, and I just planted them in here about, I think 2 weeks ago. I transplanted them. I have plants growing all along this fence. We don't leave any stone unturned. No space is going to be left unturned, okay? We use every space back here while still keeping some space for the kids to play and for us to have guests. All right, y'all, so now as we're going back here, so this is like a little sitting area. I have some plants growing here. So this is a lemon plant that I brought back to life. I got this from like a show, one of those little farmers market, and they were selling it for like $5 because it needed a lot of help and rehabilitation. And I was like, I'll take care of it, okay? Because one of these plants, they're like $35 to $40 at the store. So I was like, give it to me, I'll figure it out, and I'll do what I need to do. And baby, when I tell you, this plant was looking terrible when I first bought it, and now it is looking so beautiful. I am actually going to bring it inside of the house during fall and let it grow in there until next year come spring, and I'll bring it back outside. But remember how I was telling y'all, we have strawberries everywhere, y'all. Look at all these strawberries. These are all strawberries, y'all. All strawberries growing right here. All strawberries. All these strawberry flowers, they're coming. Some of them are red, and these are all my kids' strawberries, so I'm gonna let them come and harvest it. Actually, I'll just harvest this one just to get it off the vine before these animals. So last year I transplanted some cucumbers and squash, and it didn't do well. I got about like 2 or 3 squash because of those nasty squash bugs. And then the cucumbers, I only got 1 cucumber, and it was just so hot last year, so I felt like there wasn't any female flowers that came. Last year I transplanted in May. I did something different this year. Direct sowed them this year at the beginning of August. This is what they look like right now. Don't look the best. What in the world is this? What is that bug? And it looked like they're fighting or something going on over here, but they don't look the best. I'm going to let them grow vertically as well, so that's something that I need to do because they have already started to vine. I see their little tendrils shooting out. They want to grab onto something, which is going to help them grow even more healthily once they can attach to something and grow vertically. So I have 3 cucumber plants in here. I'm probably going to get rid of that one and just let it be 2 cucumber plants. And then this is just an experiment to see if this is going to grow. Cucumbers, time from seed to harvest is about 70 days, 60 to 70 days. So we're in August, and then September, beginning of October is kind of warm in my area. So, you know, I'm in Maryland, zone 8A. I'm hoping that the weather is going to be decent up into October, so we'll see if I get any harvest at all. but this was just an experiment to see. I probably should have started the seeds last month and then let them start growing into August, but oh well. I was exhausted. I barely had space for these things to grow anyway. This pot is what I keep on my patio to grow my lettuce. I grow lettuce in both of these pots on my patio so it can stay away from the sun, doesn't, you know, go to seed quickly. So in the beginning of spring, that's where I grow my lettuce. And since, you know, the lettuce already went to seed, which is what these are, you know, it's from the lettuce. So I was like, well, I have 2 pots that's empty. Let me, you know, throw these seeds in here and see what happens. That's what I did. That's what I did. And this is the squash right here. I just had 1 squash seed in here. So I got the squash in here. And then I have the cucumbers in here. So I'll let you guys know how it'll go. Give y'all an update in the next few weeks and see how it's going. So that's what we have right there. And then back here, I have more peppers. So these are like the mini peppers. You already know the mini bell peppers. I was just finding any little flower pot I had, I was finding to put plants in them. So that's what this situation is. Down to this right here, like you'll see these little things, they have flowers in them that I purchased from the store. So these little flower pots, they're super tiny. I have peppers in them as well. And I just did not want to get rid of my pepper shaw, so I grew it. I'm just growing in everything I possibly could, and if I have more of those small pots and soil, I will be growing the rest of those peppers back there. But your girl is tired, okay? But all right, so as we go around this area, I have more peppers in grow bags that I have sitting here. These are all bell peppers and some Thai peppers. A lot of them are mini bell peppers that's growing here, still doing their thing. And for the most part, these ones I transplanted like recently, like a couple of weeks ago, versus the other ones in the garden that I transplanted in May. A lot of these were transplanted like a couple of weeks ago because I was just looking for places to put all the extra peppers. But yeah, so more peppers here. So this is closer to the house now, so I created like a little area here where I could still have like a little mini pepper garden, but still have, you know, the grill and stuff. Try to maximize the space, okay? But when you grow food in grow bags, I'm trying to tell y'all can create like your own mini garden, and you can maximize on the space with having these grow bags because first of all, they're round, so they can fit in peculiar spaces, and you could create your own little thing going on, okay? So I have about 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually 9 here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 here. So those are 10-gallon grow bags right here. And in the 10-gallon grow bags, I have about 3 to 4 peppers in there. I wouldn't advise you doing that. Remember, a lot of the peppers and stuff that I have down here in these grow bags, there are peppers that they were the extra ones that I did not want to throw into the compost. Remember, I told you guys I just try to throw as many peppers in places that they probably don't even belong in, just because I just didn't want to get rid of them because I grew too many. So that's why a lot of the plants that you see down here, and even the ones that I showed you guys over there, I have multiples in one grow bag. If you're growing peppers in like a 10-gallon grow bag, I think the max should be 2, but I have like 4 in one grow bag here, and I'm like, whatever, pepper's still gonna grow, it's just not gonna grow as big. And so that's the reason why you want the max to be like 1 or 2 in like a 10-gallon grow bag. You don't want more than that. If you want like the really big peppers, if you wanted to grow and have tons of harvest, I wouldn't advise this, but I could do it because I already have millions of peppers that are growing on their own. And so all of the extras, I just put them in here and I'm gonna let them do their thing. That's what I have here. And a lot of these, they haven't like grown, you know, super big yet, but they're coming because I transplanted these a couple of weeks ago. So they still are producing because remember, I started the plants in February, so they're mature enough to start producing. So once it went into like something bigger, it was already producing peppers while it was in this the cup container where I had the seedlings in. They were already producing peppers in there. Once I transplanted them, they started coming, the flowers started coming. So I'm gonna be getting a lot of peppers very soon. I already am, but yep. So everything on this side is all sweet peppers. I don't have like any hot pepper here. So here are some other bell peppers. These are like the long ones, and they are getting pretty big. Here's another mini one right here. And then remember I told you that this is a pallet that I have my grow bags sitting on. So just so you guys know, last year I did not have any grow bag up front here because I was trying not to turn my entire backyard into a garden. But it slowly is turning into that. So I only had that back there. As you guys can see, the pallets, I have pallets back there, and then the pallets over there that the bags are sitting on, because that was just where it was supposed to be. So last year we didn't have any of this here. We didn't have any of those peppers surrounding the sitting area. The only thing we had was things growing on the fence over there in the actual garden. But I'm telling y'all, gardening is so addictive. So it's a great addiction because it brings me a lot of peace and tranquility. This is my therapy, so I don't mind it, but it can definitely get out of control if you don't know how to contain yourself. Because every time in the beginning of gardening season, I go to the store and I want to grow everything. I buy all the seeds. Y'all, it's ridiculous. But yeah, y'all, so in this little area here, I have about 2, 4, 6. I have 6 10-gallon grow bag in here, and they just have a bunch of peppers on them. You know, like I said, these are the mini ones. I have some flowers in here. These are more mini peppers. Look at them. There's so many, y'all. So many. It is a lot. I definitely need to come and stake them. And then back here is the bigger one, and I see some turning red, and I see the really big green one right here. Oh my gosh, that one is really big. Let me take you guys back there so y'all can see the grand finale. Alrighty, y'all, so as we come back here, we have a ton more peppers. So by the way, I harvested a ton of these peppers already. If y'all missed my last video, I did an epic harvest where I harvested definitely over 30 peppers for sure. It was a lot. So a lot of these may not have pepper on them because I harvested them. But I still have a ton more, like a ton more big ones and a ton more little ones that are coming. You can see back here I have some turning red, which I'm really excited about because I really want the red ones. They're so delicious. They are magically delicious. See some really big ones here. Oh, I thought I saw some big ones, but I see some right there. They're hiding. Oh, they match the leaves. So got more peppers growing over here. Right here. Look at these babies. I'm gonna let them turn red. And then in this bag over here, y'all, I have another Luffa plant. So this is a Luffa plant. It's growing in here. It's a 30-gallon grow bag, and I have it growing all on the banister here, and it's growing on this thing back here that I put back here. Is like a little trellis that I created last year to allow like my sweet potato leaves to grow on. I have sweet potatoes growing in here, some grow bags, and then I allowed the leaves to grow all over here. So it was like a little flower wall, and I eat the sweet potato leaves. So I just had them here and was snipping it whenever I wanted to harvest to cook. And then in this bag, y'all, I just threw in a pepper in here. This pepper do not belong in here, okay? But I needed somewhere to put more peppers. I wish I could put 10 more peppers in there. Y'all, that's it, y'all. Ooh, child. Ooh, we made it, y'all. We made it. Let's get some water because this weather is not for the weak. That was good. But all right, y'all, we made it, y'all. We made it. You guys have seen the entire garden. That was a grand garden tour. I've never given you guys a grand garden tour where I take you guys to see everything that I'm actually growing in my garden. And that was it. Did you enjoy it? Do you feel inspired to grow something? Do you feel inspired to sow something and grow something next year? Because we need to be growing our own food. It is extremely therapeutic, but it is also going to save you a lot of money. You know what you're growing, you know what you're feeding your family. I mean, the benefits are just endless. And so I'm just here to encourage you to grow your own food. Sow something and grow something, okay? I really enjoyed being here with y'all. I really enjoyed this garden tour. It made me realize, like, girl, you're doing too much, okay? Miss Pepper Queen. Okay, that's how it's from. I was like, Lord Jesus, I'm about to show them another pepper plant. Y'all probably tired of all the peppers I got in this garden. But anyway, that's about it, y'all. I will go more in detail about each plant, give y'all statuses on them. I actually need to harvest. I know y'all saw all the tomatoes that are red. They need to get taken down before the garden gangsters go back there and start taking a bite out of them and then just leaving it on the stem for whoever else that may want the rest. That's about it. I hope y'all enjoy the video. Hope y'all enjoy the tour. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite part. Let me know in the comments what you want to see me grow next year. Let me know in the comments what questions that you may have for me. And also let me know in the comments what video y'all want me to make for y'all. I have a lot of vlogs coming for y'all. Remember, I did a garden workshop this year. I still have to drop that for y'all. And then I did a garden and play for the kids. I still have to drop that vlog for y'all. And then I have a Liberian vlog that I have been dreading just to edit for a long time, because it was a vlog when I went to Liberia about 3 years ago. My grandmother passed away, and I just vlogged my entire trip of going back to her home, where her family lives, like her family land, and burying her and just seeing family. It was quite an emotional trip because we were going to lay my grandmother to rest, but it was also a very beautiful trip that inspired me to really garden and to just put myself in nature, because when I went on that trip I felt so at peace. Like I've never felt so much peace ever, honestly. And I thought it was going to be a trip filled with sadness, but it was a trip filled with love and a lot of awakeness, and it just brought me a lot of peace. I've never felt a peace like literally, what did Tim say? This is the peace that you cannot buy. When I was in Liberia, it was like literally the peace that you cannot buy. And it just gave me so much inspiration to do what I'm doing right now, you know, just sharing my garden with you all, teaching you how to grow your own food, and just sharing all of the knowledge that I've gained over the past few years of what I've learned, and I'm still learning. Stay tuned for that vlog. It is definitely coming soon, and I am gonna post one of them. It's gonna be like a series because I was there for like almost a month, so I have a lot of footage, so there'll be multiple parts of that vlog, but you guys definitely have one coming soon for sure. Oh my gosh, and I totally forgot, I have the other vlog of when I went to the YouTube Creators Collective event. I have to give you guys that vlog as well. So here's one other thing, right? I was just wondering if I should create another channel where I just post my vlogs and then just let this channel be for you guys that love gardening and, you know, garden the table, cooking and things like that. So y'all let me know if I should post my vlogs somewhere else and just keep this channel for gardening and cooking. So let me know what you guys want, because I'm here for y'all. All right, but those vlogs are really exciting, so I'm really excited to create them for you guys. But all right, y'all, if you guys love this video, go ahead and like it. All right, show your girl some support and like the video, comment below, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed. And if you liked any of the things that you see in my garden, such as the seeds for these things that I grew, such as the grow bags, such as the Vigo garden raised bed that I have my cantaloupes in, whatever it is that you see in this garden that you like and love, I have them all linked below. So in my Amazon store, I have grow bags and all of the garden essentials that you may need. And then of course the Vigo garden raised bed, I have a 10% discount for you guys using my code MYN10 on the Vigo Garden website, but I do have the link below. Please make sure you click that link to go to their website and use my code if you do choose to purchase anything from there. It doesn't only have to be the raised bed. I have the seeds on my Etsy store and they're on sale right now, so take advantage of the sale, okay? Because I will be replenishing these seeds next year with all of the seeds from this year, okay? They're going on the site next year. But yeah, so I have a lot in store for y'all. I know we're supposed to be going live, but y'all see how busy I am, right? Y'all see all this? And I still gotta water. Oof, and harvest. But Lord, I am not complaining. I am grateful. I feel blessed. And I feel blessed for you guys. Thank you guys for watching my video. Thanks for all of the love. I see all of it. I appreciate you all, okay? That's it and that's all, y'all. Do y'all like the garden tour fit? If you do, I might have something special for you coming soon. Anyway, we're done. Thanks for being here with me. And if you did watch till the end, I need you to write MVP in the comments. Okay, don't write MVP as soon as you start watching a video, because some of you guys do that. As soon as you turn a video on, you write MVP in the comments. You did not watch the entire video. Okay, trust me, I know who watched the entire video because I have analytics. But if you reach the end of the video, definitely go ahead and write MVP in the comments so I can show you all the love, because I appreciate you for supporting me in that way. All right, alrighty, y'all, I love you guys. Remember, you are exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. Happy gardening. Bye, y'all. Remember, y'all, if you're looking for organic heirloom seeds, go ahead in the description of this video and grab your pack of seeds in my Etsy store and get your garden popping. Bye, y'all. Signature luxurious body butter is packed with all natural skin loving ingredients such as cocoa butter, coconut oil, shea butter, vitamin E oil, and baobab oil. Whipped to perfection, it is lightly made to be easily absorbed into the skin without clogging your pores. This body butter is free of parabens, sulfates, and synthetic fragrances. Your new bestie.